I would be rather here. Can you hear me? Anurag, you said 5 crore cases, right, pending. I was attending one of the programs with the honorable judges, and when the figure came that the pending cases are 5 crores, and it is increasing, it's going up. Are we worried? Are we worried? How many of you are worried? How many of you are really worried? All of you. I'm not worried. I'm not at all worried. Anurag, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. What for is law? What for is law? Why people come to the courts? Help? Simple help? Yes, help, justice, and the simplest is help, what we say in the classes, without going into the theories of jurisprudence, right? You go to the court to seek help. And when there is so much of delay in getting you that help, why should you be worried? I told the honorable judges that I'm not worried because I will be worried the day they stop coming to the courts. These people, those who come to the courts, Anurag, if full of hope that they'll get justice and help from the courts, but because of the delay, if they stop coming to the courts, what will happen? The long corridor from Nepal, and there can be no better informant than Narsinga, Andhra Pradesh. The great Naxalite movement. Why? 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 Why it has happened in Nepal or happened in Tripura or West Bengal or in Andhra Pradesh or other parts of the city? Why? Because of the injustice. So there is a very close connection between law and justice. Somebody very well said, if law is not justice, Anurag, and justice is not law, states are nothing but great robber bands. क्या फर्क है दोनों में? कोई difference नहीं है फिर तो, right? So we should be worried on 2 counts. I'm not saying that we should not be worried that we have more than 5 crore cases pending. We should also be worried for that day when people start, they don't come to the court. As there was a federal court judge in USA going to the court, and his car broke down. He got down and stopped a cab and said, would you take me to the court of law, the other side of the road? The cab driver looked back and said, would you like to go to the court of justice or the court of law? The honorable judge said, I'm sorry, I want to go to the court of justice. For a cab driver, it is the court of justice. It is not the court of law. For a judge, it may be a court of law. But for the cab driver, it is the court of justice. So thus, this interface between law and justice is very, very important. If law is not justice, justice is not law, the purpose is not done. On this count, I'm reminded of few lines in Hindi. जी चाहता है सच बोलूं पर हौसला नहीं होता, कि ज़्यादा सच बोलने से गड़बड़ हो जाती है. आजकल मैं देख रहा हूँ, अगर आप बहुत ज़्यादा सच बोलेंगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी, तो इसलिए मैं सच नहीं बोलूँगा ज़्यादा. पर दूसरी और लाइनें मुझे याद आती हैं, घर सजाने की बात तो बहुत दूर की है. जब भी हम सिस्टम की बात करते हैं, लीगल एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं, इंस्टीट्यूशंस की बात करते हैं, व्हाटएवर, घर सजाने की बात तो बहुत दूर की है. देखना यह है कि इस घर को बचाएं कैसे. इतना सुंदर हॉल है, पर्दे लगाएंगे, कुर्सियां लगाएंगे, अच्छे करेंगे, लेकिन अंदर तो झगड़ा कर रहे हैं. घर सजाने की बात तो बहुत दूर की है, देखना ये है कि इस घर को बचाएं कैसे. But at the same time, Anurag, there is a silver lining. When you were younger, when people like me were thinking of law long back, see, this was not the first choice. Many of the people, except few, came to law by chance. Not by passion, not by choice. But now, do you know how many students appear in CLAT? How many students CLAT? For 3,000 seats? 70,000 students. After the first law school of which I was a part in 96, 97, right? Established in 1988. And the IILT, then your other examinations you have. For NLU Delhi, we used to have 25, 30,000 applications for earlier 60 seats, now 120 seats. That means students now come to law institutions by choice. So the first transformation in legal education which has happened, which is very positive, Anurag, is that from chance to choice. They choose this profession. Let me share a story with you. One girl student from Karnataka came to me with her father. And I said, fine. I said, sir, we have a problem. I said, tell me. The girl said, I have qualified IIT Madras. I have qualified Stephens. I am the 5th ranker in CLAT. And now, unfortunately, I also qualified NLU Delhi. Now, tell me what should I do? Huh? So, what guidance, what advice you will give? क्या advice देंगे ऐसे student को आप? See, somebody leaving IIT, somebody leaving Stephens, somebody leaving CLAT, Bangalore, she could go and still not decided what to do, where to go. She has a choice, she has to make a choice. She is competent enough to make a choice, where she wants to go, what she wants to do. I only said, if you think that I will tell you that you could join NLU Delhi, you are mistaken. I will not do that. You ask your peer group, you go to the institutions, find out from your seniors, from whatever, but you make your own decision. And we can meet after a week. There is no hurry. So again, after a week, I saw that they were sitting in my lounge. And I smiled at them and said, you must have decided not to join us. She said, no, we are joining you. She joined NLU Delhi. I said, why you want to join NLU Delhi? She said, because I want to compete for civil services. And for me, Delhi is the best place. Legal education is any education, you know. You can go anywhere. First attempt, she did not clear prelims. Second attempt, she cleared prelims, but joined Class B services and was absolutely frustrated. And the day she said, and when came to my room, that I want to join IFS, I said, I'm saving your number today, saying Rangashiri IAS. It is still there on my phone. And this is the expectation of a teacher. And when she could not qualify second time, she cried on phone, sir, I have betrayed you. I could not join IAS. I said, no, appear again. You still have chances. I insisted. She appeared again. She wanted to join IFS. She came in IFS. She came in IFS. Now she is in Beijing, the MSc of India. Now, this story I am sharing with you because now today law has got two things about. It's a very noble profession. Why noble? We were just sharing with some of my friends about freedom struggle. How many managers, doctors, engineers names you have, those who fought for freedom of the country? जरा बताइएगा मुझे गिन के. अनुराग, कितने डॉक्टर्स, इंजीनियर्स और लोग हैं जो कंट्री की फ्रीडम के लिए लड़े? And how many lawyers? At the national level, at the international level. कौन लोग थे वो? आप लोग थे. Lawyers. How freedom came to Pakistan? They were under dictatorship for a long time. How come? How it became a democratic country? Who came in the roads? Who had the guts to come in the roads? Lawyers. It was because of the lawyers that democracy was restored in Pakistan. And you have assembly lineage of names at international level. It may be Lincoln, it may be Nelson Mandela, it may be Mujibur Rahman, or in India, there are so many. Those who were responsible for bringing freedom to their countries and without bothering about their families, about the jobs and anything. They were people about the fog. They fought for a purpose. So it is a noble profession. And it is again a very important profession because the kind of career options you get after doing law, you get nowhere. Count करते रहिए आप. Litigation, multinationals, corporate sector, judiciary, civil services, JAG branch, and even in the ministries, you can go as a law officer. हाँ, even teaching. Teaching last option होती है, इसलिए नहीं कह रहे. हमारे जैसे आते हैं. But now I'm happy that the young generation of students who are doing 1 year law NLM, they are choosing teaching. दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ टीचिंग है तो ऐश है, और शादी तो हो ही जाती normally. And there is nothing like teaching and research, the kind of you get. So the other important question before me is, what is the mandate of a law school? किसी भी लीगल इंस्टीट्यूशन का क्या मैंडेट है, पर्पस क्या है, एम क्या है? आप सारे लॉयर्स बैठे हैं या बनने वाले हैं, अनुराग, ये क्या पर्पस है, क्या एम है? Why do you go to a law school? Why to ICFI or why to Symbiosis? Why to NLU Delhi? Why to NELSAR? क्यों? क्या करना चाहते हैं आप? हैं? अरे इतना आसान क्वेश्चन है? नहीं, टीचर्स से नहीं पूछ रहे हैं, स्टूडेंट से पूछ रहे हैं, और यंग लॉयर्स. बताइए वाई, क्या करना चाहते हैं? बताओ भाई. अरे अनुराग, ये तो गलत बात है, जवाब ही नहीं दे रहे हैं. मुझे पकड़ना पड़ेगा कोई अभी. Why you joined a law school? Why? बैठे रहिए. Why did you join a law school? क्या बनना चाहते थे आप? हाँ, कुछ भी बोलिए, कोई आंसर गलत नहीं है. कैसा? What kind of a lawyer you want to become? Advocate? Professor Mitra in law school Bangalore used to say, we don't have advocates, we have bedvocates these days. Huh? Bedvocate or advocate? What is a good advocate? Then, next question. What is a good advocate? पता होना चाहिए इन चीज़ों का भाई, नहीं तो बनोगे कैसे? मुझे इंपीरियल आना है तो रास्ते का तो पता होना चाहिए ना. मुझे रास्ता नहीं पता तो मैं इंपीरियल कैसे आऊँगा? GPS लगाया ना, थैंक्स टू सत्ता. हाउ डू आई रीच हियर? अगर आपको ये नहीं पता है कि गुड लॉयर क्या है तो गुड लॉयर बनेंगे कैसे? ये तो प्रदीप गलत बात है भाई, ये नहीं पढ़ा रहे हम. हाउ आई बिकम ए गुड लॉयर, ये आदमी इस बात के लिए बहुत बदनाम है क्लास में. नो, नॉट ऑल ऑफ देम. नो, नॉट ऑल ऑफ देम. इज गुड, नो हार्म. आई ऑलवेज फाइट with people. क्यों नहीं जा सकते? जा सकते हैं. They want to go, they let them go. See, they are like birds. once we teach them how to fly, उनको लेफ्ट जाना है, राइट जाना है, ऊपर जाना है, नीचे जाना है, ये उनकी चॉइस है. Why should you dictate कि आप कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में नहीं चाहिए, यहाँ नहीं चाहिए, वहाँ नहीं चाहिए? Go wherever you like. But अच्छा एडवोकेट क्या है भाई? What is a good? ये सब बातें बेकार है unless we know what is a good advocate. मेरे से भी पूछा किसी ने कि डॉक्टर सिंह, I was in the ACU and also IIU, the Association of Commonwealth Universities. किसी ने कहा, what is a good advocate? है? 3 parameters. 3 parameters. Our mandate is mandate of all these 1800 colleges. जिसमें colleges भी हैं, law faculties भी हैं, and law schools भी हैं. 25 हो गया, है ना? Our mandate is to produce a generation of competent professionals, so-called lawyers you call it, right? Those who are number 1, I'm talking about like a classroom, you know. Number 1, those who are technically sound. Technically sound. That means you, this present times, COVID ने करा ना, रणबीर जैसे को तो ईमेल भी डाउनलोड करनी नहीं आती थी, कभी कंप्यूटर यूज नहीं करा क्योंकि ऑफिस वालों ने करने ही नहीं दिया. नहीं सर हम करेंगे. मैंने कहा सिखा दो भाई. सर सीखने की जरूरत क्या है? बिकॉज यू हैव असिस्टेंट्स लाइक दैट गुप्ता इन द मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट अब्रॉड. नो, सो टेक्निकली साउंड, दैट मीन्स द इंटरफेस बिटवीन लॉ एंड technology has become very, very important. And unless and until you understand that interface between law and technology, you are nowhere. I can share with you, I went to Washington and I told the dean that I want to see your library. Dean said, we don't have a library. है ही नहीं. मैंने कहा क्यों? कहते it's all digitized. Students के पास सारा access है. They have access to all books, all articles, all documents, all commission reports, everything. They can, and instead of library, there is a coffee room, coffee house. So much, see, the message is, today so much is digitized, so much is in the electronic media, how many millions of articles or books or everything is available. सच में पूछो तो टीचर की जरूरत ही नहीं है. We are not required. We are not required at all. विजय प्रताप सिंह हमारी जरूरत नहीं है, प्रदीप हमारी आवश्यकता नहीं है. We will be redundant. Then हम क्या करेंगे? Can we be out of job? No. We will be required when we say we do something else. What is that else? वो else क्या है भाई? क्या करें हम? What else? Huh? Today's legal education, the future of legal education, Anurag, has to be outcome-based legal education. You have to start from day 1. What is your objective? What is your aim? What is your purpose for providing this kind of education? What kind of lawyers you want to produce? Those who are technically sound, professionally competent, and socially relevant. 3 things are. तीनों चीज होगी तो बेड़ा पार. Technically sound, right? The interface between law and technology, and professionally competent. Art of lawyering. वो कैसे होगा? How it happens? How it happens? Art of lawyering, advocacy, advocacy skills. How come? हैं? कोई सवाल का जवाब नहीं देते भाई तुम. मूड कोर्ट यार, मूड कोर्ट किस लिए कर रहे हो? Day in, day out you do moot courts. Why? To see, moot court cultivates at least 24 qualities in you as a lawyer. How to do research, how to cope with stress, how to speak, how to be shut up, and how to, all kinds of things. How to consult a library for research. No, moting. हमारे टाइम में तो मॉक ट्रायल होती थी और करते थे मॉक ट्रायल में क्या, A.N. मुखर्जी वर्सेस स्टेट, याद है तुम्हें वो बायोगमी वाला केस, लव वाला, मॉक ट्रायल होनी चाहिए अभी भी, राइट? सो the second is the competencies. Third is socially relevant. You may be a very successful lawyer, Anurag, but unless and until you are a good human being, you are useless. That's why legal aid. Adopt a village. You must be relevant to the community from which you come from. उनके लिए कुछ करिए. Social engagement is very important, right? And I think these are some of the important things, but there are challenges also. Challenges in each and every law school, private or law school, the so-called law schools. Challenges are diversity. How do we address diversity? How do we address access? How do we address affordability? How do we address excellence? How do we address massification? How do we address equity? इन सब institutions में ये बातें नहीं हो रही हैं. We are not taking care of that. A particular elite class is being taken care of. This business will not go for a long time. ज़्यादा दिन चलने वाला नहीं है. You are ignoring. Our system is, legal education system is not inclusive. It is exclusive, exclusionary. Whereas this is not our mandate at all. And finally, let me conclude by what somebody asked Michelangelo, how do you produce so beautiful statues? He said, no, I don't make them. The stone is before me. My job is I chisel it and bring it out. And friends, for me as a teacher, as a faculty, in a class or anywhere, all before me are my students. My job as a faculty is to chisel it and bring out the best of lawyer in you. Thank you very much. Would love to answer questions. Yes, sir, please. Anything. Any questions?
I'm not qualified to comment.
No, sir, you can.
I'm not. My thing is, for people who are like, see, I'm not from legal services. You talked on what is needed. What are the 2-3 things which are actual changes in legal education that are happening or need to happen now? For example, legal tech. People are doing courses online. Is that really legal education? What is your opinion?
No, that is supplemental. I believe that what is happening online is supplemental. It is supplemental because now the best thing which happened because of COVID is that we are somewhere now related to technology. And online courses are, I think it is creating a level playing field. Let me give you my own example. In NLU Delhi, under the project E-Pathshala, we created 600 lectures for LLB, LLM students. Any student in any remote corner of the country or outside can have access to those lectures. If you don't have a faculty, if you want to listen to a lecture on criminal law or any other subject, the lectures are available. So that is the best thing happening. That is the best thing.
Thank you, Dr.
So
Singh.
we are available anywhere, everywhere. That is very important.
Are there any further questions?
Yes, please. Yeah. Please, sir. Please. Any number. Yeah, please.
Sure, sir. Good morning, everyone. Sir, you had several questions about how we can create diversity, accessibility, affordability, and equity. I think the first fundamental point which has changed over the years is coming of CLAT, Common Admission Test for all of us, which we talked about. 70,000 aspirants giving that exam to go to National Law University, and by choice for that matter. But what I see is missing is a scholarship in that platform. The application fees is 4,000 rupees. I know a lot of people have spoken about this earlier also, but I think it's the right time when CLAD consortium should come as a central level scholarship for some kids who get into this segment, because what happens out of these people who get into national university, there are several of them who are offering scholarship, but most of them are not offering, point number one. Point number two, then what private law school does is they offer scholarships to these candidates and they get some of these candidates. But there's another choice with these candidates to reappear. So I think the only solution to this diversity classification and equity problem is coming up of scholarship. How do you think we can come about this scholarship?
The maximum mental health problems which we face are in the law schools.
Okay.
And only because of the issues you raised. Because there is so much of diversity in terms of, now, in this country, let us not forget, we have knowledge divide at all levels. We have technological divide. You live in 6 lakh villages where even internet is not available in the majority of them. And you have geographical divide, you have ethnical divide, you have so many divides that it is very, very difficult to address diversity. But at the same time, if in a class in the institution, if you don't address diversity, it will lead to very fatal consequences. And that's what had started happening, and unfortunately I should not say it. That's why in many institutions there are suicides, which is very, very sad, because they don't cope up with what you teach, what you do. You don't expect them to be researchers the next semester, or third semester, or 4 semesters. They have come to the law schools or good institutions anywhere by rote learning through a so-called coaching centers. But necessarily they are not intelligent. And when they come to a good institution of law, they face all kinds of problems. Mismatch hai, bilkul mismatch hai. Class teaching mein jo aate hain, I have seen it, because fortunately for me, I never stopped teaching classes, all the 22 years. Initially, I used to teach seniors, then I started teaching first years, by choice. So this is very, very dangerous. All of us have to be very, very careful about it and must address diversity issues. Access can be taken care of. Affordability can be taken care of. Equity is again very, very important, right? Excellence, of course, excellence is not for Ranbir Singh only. For those who come from an elite section of society, excellence is for everybody. If they don't have it, create it. Mentorship. Your internship program, right? And many institutions, especially in private colleges, people, one question everybody asks, sir, placement ka kya? Placement is not my job. मेरा काम नहीं है. किसी लॉ स्कूल में हम प्लेसमेंट नहीं कराते हैं. It is done by the student recruitment committee. My job is to facilitate those who come from the corporate sector, multinationals, to provide them good coffee, good biscuits, good cookies, and say very good, and give them beautiful bouquets and leave it. But see, I tell you, I remember one sentence. J. Sagar, he said, as far as the placement is concerned, it is 90% of decided when they come for internship. And you will see many students, those who come to us, we say, when they finish their internship, would you like to join us? You create your own competencies. When you do internship, you make your mark, you make your impression. And if you waste your time and you think it is a time where you can go with your girlfriend to Ambience or anywhere else, or DL Emporio, and enjoy coffee, tea, and evening write some diary somewhere, then you either, see, these are 5 years, either you perform or perish. Choice is yours. If you want to perish, what is placement? What is my job? It is not my job. You have to create your own competencies of research. And the only difference between the law schools and the other institutions is that law schools are trained in research. They are far ahead, far ahead. Wherever they go, I have seen judges saying that I gave one assignment to a girl and said, write 10-page note on this. And I thought, it is very difficult, she will not be able to do it. And after 1 week, she comes and I read it 10 times. And next day I call her and say, have you written it? You said, yes. Ranbir, I can't believe it that this is written by this girl. All those 10 pages went into my judgment. So that is the competence you create. Placement apne aap hi ho jayegi. And the judge will say, why don't you join me as a judicial clerk? So that is important.
Thank you, Anurag. I didn't know you, but I have heard about you. Myself, Professor Bandyopadhyay. I'm the chairman of IIT Law School. What Professor Singh has told, very old friend of mine, both of us used to live side by side.
We were neighbors.
We are neighbors. He was managing NLU, I was managing Indraprastha University. So I have managed at least 5-6 law colleges. I have got only quick comments about it. Now what Dr. Singh has mentioned very rightly, that what going to be a good advocate, a good lawyer. Essentially, he has to have a good knowledge, substantial law, procedural law, constitutional law, good knowledge. He has to be techno-savvy. And third, he has to engage himself to the community. All those things are very good. But look at the way, have we converted legal education to an academic education? Basic question I'm raising. Who is controlling the legal education? Bar Council. How many academicians are involved there? Any program you go there. Academicians are there, but they are just come for a coffee and tea. I'm sorry to say that. They will prescribe the syllabus. They will prescribe the number of courses to be taught. Where is the freedom, academic freedom of the legal education? Now, future legal education, when you talk about the future legal education demands multidisciplinarity.
Yes,
Future legal education demands merger of the social sciences, management sciences, then IT, information sciences together. That will bring better legal professionals. And our law schools, if they want to do it, Bar Council will come. Bar Council will say, look, you have not followed our 36 courses. That is going to be a problem for you to get the renewal. So can we think collectively that how do we convert our vocational education to an academic program? That's the most important thing.
Can I respond?
That's my comment.
Yeah, wonderful. Fortunately, unfortunately, I'm very closely connected with the Bar Council. I was a member of the Legal Education Committee right from when I was Bangalore, 96, 97. And thereafter, I've been standing committee, Legal Education Committee, regularly go, and even in establishment of the Goa Hi-Fi University kind of thing, all those things. How many of us are from the 5-year program here in this room? 5-year program. 5-year programs. How many courses we teach in 10 semesters? Each semester have 5 courses, right? And 10 semesters, how many courses? 50. How many papers Bar Council provide? 24. 24. Bar Council, Bandyopadhyay Sahab, provides 24 compulsory papers. And we do 50 courses. There is a lot of flexibility. आपको बाकी क्या पढ़ाना है, किस तरह से पढ़ाना है, आपको कौन से पेपर इंट्रोड्यूस करने हैं, लोकल डिमांड्स क्या हैं, आपकी इंडस्ट्री की क्या डिमांड्स हैं, और मल्टीनेशनल्स की क्या डिमांड है, और कुछ आपको करना है, एनर्जी लॉ पढ़ाना है, मैरीटाइम लॉ पढ़ाना है, एनवायरनमेंट पढ़ाना है, आपके पास फ्रीडम है. 26 पेपर्स की फ्रीडम है. अभी आपने 4 पेपर घटा भी दिए हैं, कम कर दिए हैं. वो मेजर माइनर मैंने कहा निकालो यार, ये झूठ बोल रहे हैं हम सब, क्यों तुम इसमें चक्कर में पड़े हुए. मेजर माइनर का चक्कर छोड़ो, ये यू फोर्स अस टू टेल ए लाई. हाँ, वो उसका तरीका नहीं है ना. तो देयर इज लॉट ऑफ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, and the way we used to do it, and again I have to say NLU Delhi, once you come to 4th year, 5th year, then the number of papers are less, number of seminar papers are more. So you have 2 seminar papers in 4th year and 4 seminar papers in final year, and we give you you will hold your classes in the morning for 2 hours, and then whole day you are free for your internship. Whole day, but that luxury can be only in Delhi or in big cities. It can't be a luxury anywhere else. See, my job as a Vice Chancellor or as a teacher or as a system is to facilitate your learning process, to give you those facilities. मुझे अपना time adjust करना चाहिए so that I can facilitate your work, your training, anywhere you want to go. Unless I give you that flexibility, how do you grow? तो इसलिए बार काउंसिल ठीक है, रेगुलेटरी बॉडी है, but at the same time bar council has given you lot of flexibility, and within that flexibility you can certainly choose what you want to teach. But at the same time, what my dear friend Bandyopadhyay is saying, that regulatory bodies should not, what he wants to say is that they should not create barricades and fences.